You're welcome. Right. Vision boards, journals, affirmations, notes. Why do we do it? Why do we do them? I was just at a wellness retreat at the weekend, which I did talk about last night briefly when I went on live for a little bit, because I've been feeling really, really funky. And I've just been looking at some of the comments that have come through this morning. One of the members has been commenting as well, saying how they've been kind of like feeling a lot of the same, really. And I think that's quite interesting how collectively we do feel a lot of the same stuff. Although we might not have exactly the same stuff going on with us. Oh, they smell nice. Yeah, we might not have the same exact stuff going on in life with us, but energetically speaking, we do start to feel similar shifts. And I mean, yesterday I went for a massage and I was talking to the massage therapist who I know quite well, and we were talking about different things and how they were going through a lot of stuff and how the nervous system was just kind of like shot. And mine's been like that as well. I have to admit, this last sort of couple of weeks since New Year, getting past Christmas and New Year, my nervous system has just been all over the place. It really has. I've been so dysregulated. I've not been sleeping well. There's been a lot of stuff going on anyway, and I don't want to get into it because I talked about that last night on the live. And, we can only whinge and moan so much before, it just starts to just affect you and irritate you. So, and I'm not here for that. I'm not here to do that. I am here to sort of maybe trigger you at some point. That's something I will do. Hey, Cheryl, welcome. I just mentioned you there. Not in name, but yeah, I was just saying how you were feeling the same. And I went for a massage yesterday, and the therapist, she was also feeling the same and has been going through a lot of stuff. And as we all do, we all go through stuff. So I was at this wellness retreat anyway at the weekend, and yeah, we did a bit of all sorts. We did a bit of Pilates at the beginning, so that was really nice, just to get the body flowing, get the energy flowing. We did Pilates at the beginning, and then we did some jar making and added some little affirmations. There's some crystals in there as well to add energy to the affirmations, to the positivity, to what we want to attract, what we want to bring into our reality within 2026. And I think that the important thing to mention about this as well, especially with journaling and with vision boards and affirmations, is there really, really are powerful tools that we can use to just sort of rewire and reset your thinking. However, also not to set your sights on achieving every single thing that you put down, because some people, you can have hundreds of things that you want to achieve, and realistically, that might not be something you can actually do in a year. There might be, it might take multiple years to actually build the foundations of what you want to create, of what you want to build. So anyway, and then we did a vision board after that. So the vision board was built on kind of like our affirmations, what we want to bring into our year. And then the vision board was based around what you want to try and get more of within the period of the season, so up until spring. So obviously we've still got the remainder of winter, which is all about hibernation and rest, because we're connected to nature. It's part of who we are. The cycles, the moon cycles, the sun, autumn, spring, winter, summer, it's all a part of us. And we all feel individual shifts as we go throughout the year. However, the vision board was, which I'm going to show you in a minute, which was to do with what we want to get over this next sort of few months as we lead up to spring. So the vision board that I kind of like put together, which I'll show you, and then I'll kind of like talk you through it. So this was my, looks a bit like the Union Jack, doesn't it? It looks like a bit like a flag. But this is my vision board that I put together up on this wellness retreat. So up here, we've got a picture of nature. So basically for me, what I've written there was like just getting back to basics. You know, that for me, that's what it was. Just getting back to basics. And I've already talked about that on this channel. You know, at the start of the year, as we got past New Year, everything felt like we were getting back to basics again and starting all over again. The next thing that I've got at the top there was a dove. Just want to find a little bit of peace. You know, it doesn't have to be anything sort of like, you know, transformational, just a little bit of peace, whether that's inner peace within me, or a little bit of peace with externally of things that are going on around me, things that are going on in the world. You know, just want to find some peace and some calm to the whole situation. Then I put a picture of some mountains. For me, that meant getting grounded. That's why I've written getting grounded under there. Just getting grounded. And, you know, when we become grounded and we're getting back to basics, we start to find peace. And then I've got someone lifting a barbell there. And that was, for me, was finding focus. Finding focus again, you know, to get back into stuff that I want to do, to get back into who I am, to get back into doing some exercise, getting back into my music, getting back into my art, and just getting all this fluff and funk out of my system that has been kind of like just sitting there. And there's so many of us that are going through that are feeling that. Someone's saying that there's no sound. Is that true? Can you hear me? Can you hear me okay? Let me know if you can hear me okay. I have got my microphone on, so you should be able to hear me. It's not. No. So my next one was Cheryl's got sound. Okie dokie. Probably just winding me up because he put a laughy face. The next one was a bath, which for me, what I wrote down was basically rest, relaxation, restoring a bit of balance. All right, plain and simple. And then down here I've put see good in all things, which for me screams out it's a mind game. You know, it's quite easy. I was saying this just not so long ago in a video or a live, but it's quite easy to fall into the negative rhetoric of the mind. So the mind is always straight away wanting to look for the negative, and it's a little bit like customer service. It's very, very easy to give bad customer service, and it's very difficult for most people to want to give a positive feedback, because it's easy to just say, oh, well, it was shit, I won't go back there again, oh, they did this, da-da-da-da-da-da. And it creates an energy that people find is, it's quite addictive, because the ego likes to get pulled into that. So it really is a mind game. And like Cheryl said there, life is such a mind game. It absolutely is. So just trying to see the positive in things. You know, and for me, this last sort of few weeks, I've just felt really kind of in a funk with myself until yesterday. Yesterday, everything changed. Then I've put a little picture of like a camper van just down there on my vision board, which for me, that was just one, I just wanted to feel a bit of freedom. I just want to feel an aliveness again. And yeah, sometimes this life thing, and also the spiritual thing, the healing thing, the journey, it can become quite heavy, and it can become quite difficult to manage. And sometimes we just need to sort of shake loose. We really do need to shake it all loose and just, you know, just say fuck it. You know, basically just say fuck it and just get on with it and just feel alive, feel free, feel life. It's not all about sitting in meditation for hours every day. It's not all about, you just doing one thing and sticking to it and being so diligently involved in it. Yes, it's great for a mindful practice, but sometimes you just need to let go of all of that. That's something else that I talk a lot about, is just like let go. And then the last one that I put on my board here was always turn a negative situation into a positive situation. I mean, how many of us do that, like realistically? So as I mentioned last week about this delivery thing with the oven and the washer and all the carry-on that I had with it, the redelivering the oven today. Now, last week, for a few hours, I was pissed off with it. I was pissed off with the whole situation, but I thought, you know what? Let's just deal with it, get it sorted out. I went to the store, spoke to them, resolved the whole situation. Now, if that was me, say, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it would have been quite easy to just be in the negative mindset trap and be stuck there. So it just shows how much, when we look at things like that, it shows how much we've kind of like evolved and moved through the mindset trap. So we're alchemizing negative into positive. So that was my vision board. How did I come to this realization, I hear you ask? Hi Hassan, welcome. So how did I come to this realization? So basically what I wrote down was I wrote down various things that were kind of like important to me, okay? And things that are important to me include other people that are around as well, include people that are in my life. But when we're journaling, when we're vision boarding, it's about you as the individual. It's not about pleasing somebody else or this or that or the other. It's about pleasing you as the individual. What do you want to get? So I've put it down into 4 kind of columns. So there's stuff about the house that we want to do with the house, and I want to do with the house. Possibly move or renovate or change something in the house. The next one was about peace, which is obviously what was on the vision board. So less stress, calmer direction, not being as kind of like all over the place. Travel. I'd love to do more traveling. I'd love to go and see more places around the world. I really would. But it's just having the money and the means to do it. So again, that comes down to so the house move, the renovating, the changing things, the travel. It all comes down to an element of abundance and growth. So in the middle, I wrote abundance and growth. Okay, so I'm just breaking it down bit by bit. And then the last column that I put down was more, it was for me, but it was also for the business. And it was, what I want to do with the business. So it's like new courses. I want to learn new things. I want to develop myself. I want to be working in a gym. I want to build packages. I want to have wellness workshops. I want to have my own dedicated space that yes, I do distance healing from here, but I'd like to have my own dedicated space where I can provide healing that I don't need to sort of like book, and I don't need to give a week's notice if I need to cancel, and I don't need to do this, and I can just set my own rules. And that's going to be my dedicated space where I can just kit it out. I can do all my videos from there if I want to. I can do all my therapy sessions there if I want to. And then I have 2 separate spaces, basically. Again, that comes down to a level of abundance and growth. So in the middle, again, I've written down abundance, growth. And also at the bottom there, I wrote releasing, which is to do with the peace. So finding this peace, it's all about letting go, this releasing. So what I did after that was I then kind of like basically put in the middle there, I've put abundance mindset or abundance mindset. Hassan Khan. How are you doing? You all right? Do you believe there is a purpose of life? I do believe there is a purpose in life. I do believe we all have a purpose in life. And sometimes we find it, sometimes we don't. Some lives is about just leveling out and just balancing out and just living, I suppose, a normal life and just doing the 9 to 5, eat, sleep, repeat. Because sometimes you just need that if you've done a lot of work in the past in a previous life. So yeah, I do believe that every life has a purpose, and it just depends if you want to discover that. So abundance mindset. So basically what I've done here, I've written down around the outside here. So here we've got, on this stack of things here, so we've got letting go of old patterns, we've got letting go of lack, less worry, which equals more peace. So less worry equals more peace. All right. Then at the side here, we've got inner peace. So I don't know if you can see it. So inner peace means calmer thoughts, less ego, acceptance, surrender, and trust. Okay. Mindset at the bottom here. So we've got new energy. So we've got I'm trying to read it backwards. A vibrancy, which brings in more abundance, which then helps you to feel lighter. You have then more growth and you feel more focused because you can see things are going in the right direction. So I've written them down there. Then over on this side, I've put down more uplifted. So we've got like new location. So that could be a home, could be a business location. Lighter thoughts, easier acceptance, closer connections, relationships and friendships, and travel and location. Sorry I keep moving it, but I'm just trying to read everything backwards. So that's how I kind of like broke it all down. So I went from like that to then that to build it into the columns. Then after that, what we did is we then created the jars. So on the jar, I've written achieve and trust. So that is kind of like going to be my 2026 goal. It's going to just be about achieving and trusting the process, trusting the universe, trusting God, whatever your higher power might be. So, and then we decorated it with paints and stuff. So in there is all little affirmations. I have this, I have that, all written up, and there's a couple of crystals in there as well. So that's what we did as part of our wellness day. So achieving and trusting, affirmations, a couple of crystals, and then you know what you can do. You know, you can just sit with it, and you can sit with those thoughts. You know, sit with what you're wanting to attract, but also just have an awareness that it feels like you've already got it. It's already there. It's already happened. And the universe responds in kind for that. So, so after that, that's when we went onto the vision board after that. So the vision board followed that. So we built the affirmations, we built the focus. The vision board was more for just a small portion of the year. So the jar and this was like what we wanted to get out of the whole year. The vision board was what we want to get out of like this season, so up to the beginning of spring or spring-ish. That's where we want to get. So, all that being said, I went for this massage yesterday, and I'd been having an issue with my shoulder. Something's been going on there, and then so I had this lovely, wonderful back, shoulder, neck massage, and she worked like a bit of like sort of like my pecs around the shoulders there to try and help this shoulder, and I don't know what happened, but about an hour later I just felt absolutely amazing. I really did. It was just transformational. It was something that, you know, I've I'd not had a massage for a long time, and it was something that I really needed, and obviously benefited from having that massage. So when I got back home, I had a client after that for some Reiki. So I went and did the client, then I came back home, and then I was singing, I was having a bit of a dance, I was doing some housework. Everything just like, I just felt so light. Something had totally shifted. And then this morning I was awake at 4:30, which isn't like me. I normally sort of like lie in bed till maybe 6, 6:15, then I'll eventually get up. But this morning I just kind of like I just got up and I just felt, no, I feel fine. I feel awake. I feel alive. And yeah, let's see what today brings. Something has really, really shifted after that yesterday. And it just shows how it was a hot stone massage as well that I did. So the therapist was explaining like the difference between a normal massage and a hot stone massage. So with a normal massage, you have to heat the muscles up with the hand, whereas with a hot stone massage, the stones heat the muscle up, so you don't have to do as much intensive work to get the muscles warmed up. And it was absolutely beautiful. It was really, really amazing. And also on the energetic side of things, the stones are made of volcanic rock. So, so like lava stone, obsidian, that sort of thing. So they help with like a nice grounding, protecting energy as well. And yeah, wow, it was just something just shifted. I don't know what it was, but whatever it was has gone, and I feel so much lighter. I feel so much like clearer, more focused in my head. I don't know what's been going on. It's been a tough couple of weeks, and I know a lot of us have been feeling it. Even the massage therapist was saying as well, they were going through a lot of the same stuff. Not exact circumstances, but very similar energetically. So it just shows how interconnected we really are on an energetic scale. So yeah. Right, fair enough, Hassan Khan. I believe the purpose of life is to worship God. When God created Adam and Eve, the purpose was to worship. I also believe this is a temporary journey and a test. Your belief is your belief. There's no judgment. Jesus Christ is the only way. I worship who Jesus Christ worshipped, and that is God alone. Each to their own. We're all on our own journey of discovery. There's no discrimination. There's no pointing fingers. There's no doubt. There's no, there's only this. There's only this. You know what? At the end of the day, we don't know. We don't know till the time comes. But while you have a belief in life, you have a purpose. That purpose is helping you to drive, to follow your soul, to follow your path. So if that is your path, that is what you feel called to do, then do it. Be God's messenger, do God's work. We're all doing God's work in our own way because God is everything. I believe in a God, but I don't believe in the religious type of God of like a man with a beard sat in the clouds. God to me is an energy that it controls everything. It really, really does. I mean, when you think about the solar system and our solar system that that we have knowledge of, if the Earth was a foot closer to the sun, we'd all burn to death. It'd be too hot. If we were a foot away, we'd all freeze to death. So who created that? How did that happen? What happened behind that? What makes things work the way that it works? What the things that go on within the body that we don't even consciously have to think about. It just happens because there is an energy form that is always flowing. And that is what we're connecting to when we're working with Reiki, when you're working with, whether it's spiritual healing, whatever it might be, we're connecting to that very energy. And that energy is within each and every one of us. So whether you want to call it God source energy, universal healing, life force, chi, ki, prana, whatever it might be, we're all an aspect of it. And that is my belief. So, Cheryl, each soul's journey is unique, in my opinion. Learning, growing, healing, sometimes it's just about living in love. And I think that's the most important thing, living in love. And just loving people for who they are, for their uniqueness, for some people are out there just to sort of like stir the pot kind of thing, because that's what they feel their purpose is, even though it's not really. That's the ego that's taking over. But I had this thought yesterday, and I made a video about it. I put it on TikTok. I get more views on TikTok, so I've been doing more over there. But I had this thought yesterday about Reiki, and Mikao Usui always said that Reiki is love, love is wholeness, wholeness is balance, balance is freedom from dis-ease. So dis-ease, so we're not at ease, so we need to find the ease within the self, and that all comes from here. It all comes from the mind. It all comes from what we're working with internally. And that's something that the Buddha, Jesus, and whatever was working with as well. But I was thinking about this as how when people are often say, "Oh, I can't connect to Reiki, I can't connect to this," what are you trying to connect to? Because that energy is already there. It's already a part of you. It's already within you. And the more we're looking and trying to search for something, the more we're distracted from the actual energy that is already there, that is within us. So that the less we do, the more we actually find. And so that's why we meditate, we practice, some might be in prayer, or just having quiet time, just thoughts, just being aware, and calming your awareness down to be aware of your energy, to be aware of your energy body, to be aware of what you feel, going deeper and deeper and deeper until you get to that lovely, lovely sweet spot where there is just nothing, just your energy, your soul, your spirit that you're connecting to and you're feeling. And that is what we're always working with. That's what we're always connected to. So we're never really searching, it's always there. And it's a little bit like love. It's a little bit like trying to find love. So what is love? I mean, I believe that we're all on the energy and the frequency of love. The only distraction and the only illusion that pulls us away from the frequency of love is how we perceive, how we react, what makes us trigger, what people are saying to us, how the ego is responding to that. But in essence, our true nature is love. And that is that wonderful, wonderful energy that we have within, that so many people are searching for, but it's already there. It's already an aspect of us. I don't believe that people come to Earth or are born into Earth to create harm or be not at ease with each other. There's things that happen in life that maybe create situations to then create the person because of maybe trauma and upbringing or maybe past lives, and it's all like repeating cycles and what we go through. But individually, at the deepest spark and the deepest light within every single one of us, there is that true essence of light, that true way of being, that spark, that divinity within each and every one of us, and it's pure. It really is pure, and that's who we are. And I think when you try to find it and you try to be it and you try to do it, it takes you away from the actual essence of it. The less you try, I think, the more you feel, the more you're connected to. Just my thoughts. I don't know what you guys think. Maybe I'm just talking utter nonsense to some of you. I don't know. But yeah, it's just what I feel currently. So yeah. Anyway, so that's what we did on Saturday. We did the vision boards, we did the jazz, and a friend of mine who's learning Reiki on Friday with me, she had her journal with her. Cheryl agrees. Thank you, Cheryl. I'm glad it resonated on some level. Sometimes I talk and words come out, and I'm not always consciously aware of some of the things that I say, because I'm just kind of like in the flow and I'm just channeling the energy. But yeah, I'm more tuning into what I'm feeling rather than what I'm thinking. Yeah. What was I going to say there? I went off on a tangent. Oh yeah. So my friend brought. I just looked at the journal there. My friend brought a journal with her, and I mean, I've got this lovely journal here that was bought for me a couple of years ago, and I've not really done anything with it, but it's an absolutely beautiful, beautiful journal with a tree of life on the cover and whatever. And I have written things in it. What I wrote in it a while back was an idea for some oracle cards I'd like to do. I have all these ideas, but I never get around to doing them. But I had this idea of a set of oracle cards, and the oracle cards were going to be called Nature's Dance. Do you like that? Do you like that name? Nature's Dance. And there was going to be birds in there. So there's going to be I'm not going to tell you what's in there, actually, because someone might nick it. But there was going to be birds in there, so different type of birds, and their meaning to me would have been in there. Insects would have been in there, some insects. Mammals, there would have been there's a range of mammals in there. So in total, there's like I think it's 52 in total. There's then ancient creatures in there and people, so dragons, gnomes, fairies, wizards, Wiccans, Jesus, Buddha, shamans, and then there was going to be moons, so full moon, new moon, half moon, lunar eclipse, solar eclipse, sunset, sunrise, and then there's going to be the north, south, east and west as well. So that's it. That's what I was thinking, Cheryl. Yeah, doing it with my own art and creating it with my own artwork. Yeah, so I mean, I have all of these different ideas and I never get round to doing them. I'm my own worst enemy because I just procrastinate too much. I start something and then I get all of these ideas, but then nothing happens because I just get too distracted. So I'm going to keep that out as a reminder to actually, because that's something I've wanted to do, isn't it? I've mentioned that a few times on live, that I want to get back into doing some artwork, but I don't know what. It's been there for a year and a half, Ian, so get your bloody finger out. Stop messing about and just do it. What are you waiting for? You know, that's a message for a lot of people, I think, isn't it? Just what are you waiting for? And I love this kind of like energy that comes around when we start, you know, we start getting a bit more light, we start moving towards spring, the days are getting a little bit longer, you feel that lightness coming in, you see nature starting to wake up, you hear the birds, you see the flowers, the daffodils and the snowdrops and the bluebells starting to grow, and you can feel the aliveness in nature and you start to feel it in yourself. That's how interconnected we are with nature, with the earth. People think it's like woo-woo and bullshit, but it's not. It's so powerful, and we are so powerful as well. But you know it will happen in perfect timing. I do know that will happen in perfect timing. Yeah, but sometimes we just need a little bit of a nudge, don't we? Because I think sometimes we can say, like, oh, well, you know, it'll happen when the time's right. It's meant to happen when it's meant to happen. But sometimes we can just sit on it and it never happens. And you think, well, why? Why have I not done that? I've had that idea for that long and I've not done it. Or you might get to the end of your life and think, oh, you know, I wish I'd done that. I wish I'd done that. So, yeah, that's life, isn't it? That's life fire. It's a teacher. It really is. It's a teacher. Yeah. Anyway, how are you? How are you guys? How are you doing, Cheryl? How's everybody else? There's 4 people in the chat at the minute. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know where you're from. If you're new here, please do subscribe to the channel. I know I've just been on a bit of a ramble for the last half an hour or so, but I'm just catching up with you really, and I'm feeling the energy. I'm starting to feel more alive. I'm starting to feel good, and yeah, just after that massage yesterday, it just shifted something in me, and it was just bloody wonderful. It really was. Paul Smith, Canada. Oh, I love Canada. Cheryl, I'm pretty good. That's good to hear. We're all in good company when we're here, aren't we? It's lovely having the family around. My YouTube famalam. Yeah, Canada. I love Canada. Where's everybody else from? Peace be upon you. Peace be upon you as well, Cheryl. Thank you, beautiful sister. Peace be upon you. I wonder what it is. I wonder what... let's talk about buttered sausage. I wonder what it is about sort of like that whole thing in like December and January. I mean, I know it's winter and I know like we all sort of like go into hibernation and retreat and whatever, but I wonder what it is. And it's the same every year, but we never get used to it, do we? It's the same every single year, but we never get used to it. We always feel like, we always feel funky. We always think, oh, thank God that's over with, you know. We can get back to normal. Low dopamine, yes, that's a good thought. Good shout, Cheryl, well done. I like that, low dopamine, yeah. Yeah, I suppose it's that seasonal affective disorder, isn't it, or whatever it is as well. You know, when you don't have much sunlight, vitamin D deficiency. Yeah, as Tasman Trady says, vitamin D deficiency. Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, when that first came about, you know, that sort of seasonal affective disorder or defective, I don't know how I think it's seasonal affective disorder. That first came about probably in the 90s, I think, and it was only like it never really sort of highlighted everybody. It only highlighted, like, it only said, oh, there's so many percent of being affected by seasonal affective disorder. But I think it affects all of us. Maybe some of us aren't as consciously aware, or maybe some of us aren't as maybe sensitive to the energy and the changes in the seasons. But I think it affects all of us on some level. And many people, I think, probably just think, you know, just get on with it, you know. So it's dark so early. Yeah, I mean, over here in England now, it's the days are getting a little bit longer, so it tends to be, it's about like 5ish when it's starting to get dark now over here. But before that, it was like 4 o'clock. It was getting dark, so it's not a very long day. When the sun's out and the temperature's below zero, yeah. It's been a long, cold winter. It has felt long, hasn't it? It's been a strange year, obviously, because I went back into work. I'm familiar with. I love Toronto. I've been to Toronto once, I think. I've been to Toronto once, yeah, because we have, just to say, we do still have a little bit of family there in Toronto. Beautiful, beautiful city, from what I remember. That was a long time ago. I was last there. I don't know. I think I was maybe 18 or 19 when I went there. But yeah, beautiful. I went to Niagara Falls and saw that as well. So yeah, it was stunning. I mean, Canada's a beautiful country. It really is. Yeah. You're right across the lake. Yeah, Cheryl's in New York, so. Yeah. Yeah, It is a strange time of the year. So yeah, what else? What else have we got going on? So I've got a course on Friday. I've got a level 2 Reiki course on Friday and Saturday for some of my level 1 students. They're going up to level 2. I've also got a level 1 course in April for 2 people that are interested in learning, and hopefully I'll get some more on that as well. So I always teach in person as well. We've just organised another Reiki share for May with 2 other Reiki teachers, my friend Lucy and my other friend Jill, who's also a student of mine, who's now a Reiki master teacher and has now started teaching herself. She's actually got a first student lined up, which is absolutely amazing. That's wonderful to see. Yeah, so there's been quite a lot going on, and yeah, I'm starting to get clients get in touch again. Now we've got past Christmas. November and December is always a really difficult time of the year for business. Yeah, it can be, and that's why I went back to work, just to bring a bit of a regular income in. You got them Rasputin eyes. Bella Kirk. Pass. Yeah, not much else to report. I'm trying to send people to go over and check out my other YouTube channel, which I've not really done a lot with. I've had a few subscribers, which I've asked on my community to go over and find my other channel, which has got 7 subscribers now. Woo! Yeah, I'm going to start doing some more art and music on that channel, so I can start doing more other things over there as well, because I'm having a really difficult time with this channel at the minute. Oh, this incense blowing all over. It just seems to have just gone a bit flat over here. So, and that's why I like doing the lives, really, just to connect to new people, new energy. Anyone that feels called to subscribe and join in the fun. So if you haven't already, please do, and I'll see you in more lives in the future and other videos. I've only got a few videos backed up, so I do need to get some more content done at some point for the members, because I like them to have something to look forward to, or to get an early access to. So yeah, I'm probably going to do some more meditations, some more Reiki sessions and what have you, because it turns out not many people want to listen to me other than on my lives. So yeah, there we go. So yes, I'm going to head off. So thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me this morning, or whatever time it is of day for you. Please do like, share, subscribe, and also share my videos as well. The more you share my videos, the more this channel gets seen. The more this channel gets seen, the more it grows, the more I'm able to support, do more content, and keep going. Yeah, get me back in the algorithm, get me seen again. So yeah, please do share and comment. And I always reply to comments when I can. So have a beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you for being here. Do take care. Thank you, Cheryl, for always being such a wonderful support and moderator as well. So thank you for that. And I will see you all again soon. Take care. Toodaloo. Bye for now. Bye-bye.